Welcome back, survivors! I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Carnivores Triplex. So, we finally got enough points with the end of the last episode to actually go after the Spinophorosaurus, and we can even get the Stegosaurus too included on this hunt. We'll turn the tranks off because I do want to try to get some of these for the trophy room, but we'll see how it is to hunt a sauropod, because there's not a lot of carnivores mods that do have them as one of the options. And if they are present, they can sometimes be a little tricky to handle. Like the Jurassic Park Hunter Legend Special Edition did have the Supersaurus, but they made that a super bloodthirsty for a sauropod and would often take quite a bit to go down. Jurassic Park Revolution had the Camarasaurus to it, and that one I think you'd either need to use a lot of shots on the body or you'd be able to get lucky with a hit to the eye and that would take one down instantly. I know there's the Carnivores Plus. Was it the... Oh, what was it? It was another sauropod. I can't remember what it was, though. I don't think it was... The Seismosaurus. That might have been it. It was a Seismosaurus where you had to get, like... The mortal zone was behind the legs on the body. That was a weird one, but... We'll see how the Spinophorosaurus is in this hunt, how well the hunting rifle will tackle it, and just see if we can get some trophies for the final episode this week. Everything looks pretty good though, so let's hop in and get right to a brand new hunt. Okay, so we're loaded right in here now. The little Rodans flying around. And I have been checking the comments for the series too, and it does seem like the, wherever they are, the Lophostroph... I'm trying to remember what they were. The Lopatrophius? Lophopterus, that was it. They are actually like a little Easter egg to Rodan from Godzilla franchise. But they're going to be replaced in a future update with another animal called the Proavis, I believe. Zerer has actually commented on some of the videos that I put up of Carnivores Triplex, and they're the head developer behind the mod. So it's always cool to actually have like that kind of interaction with them right on your content if you do put it out. And yeah, him and the team have done fantastic work already with Triplex. That's one thing that's really been coming across with like everybody who's been following the mod as it's come out is it's a very, very impressive mod already with it just as, I think it's a beta stage right now. Okay, no replies. So you'll just kind of keep wandering around, see if we can spot one in the distance somewhere. But yeah, the mod isn't finished yet. There is still more maps being worked on. There are still, I believe, a couple of animals to be fit into the mod. I don't know if there's going to be more weapons or not, but right now it is a work in progress, and it's still shaping up very nicely for what is here and present. I thought I heard something there. Maybe it's just the sound effects as we're walking. Well, yeah, we'll try to get some of these Spinophorosauruses. Maybe if I just say it fast enough, people won't be able to catch it and try to correct it. That could be one thing to do. Just have confidence with what you say and say it fast enough and nobody will argue. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a couple of them for the trophy room. I don't know how many shots they might take down with the hunting rifle. I'd have to wager they're going to take quite a bit more... Well, they should take more than anything else we've hunted so far, and everything else has seemed to have been 2 shots to put down. So maybe it'll be 3, It could actually take 4. The reason why I'm leaning to maybe it taking 4 is because that is like the maximum amount of shots you can get with the hunting rifle before it has to reload. So with its size, maybe that's sort of the trade-off is, yeah, it's easy to hit, but it's going to take a lot of hits to put down. There's still nothing so far. I kind of want to actually have it as being the first animal we hunt this episode, just so that way I can get an idea of how many shots I need to have ready to put into one to take it down. Because I don't want to have it where it's like, oh, there's a Stegosaurus, take a shot there. And then I try going after one of these Spinophorosauruses. And it turns out you actually need the 4 shots, and then I'm stuck in the reload animation while it comes up and decides to squish us a bit. So I think it would be smart just to hold off on using any of our ammo if we can. Or if I do use, try to get a full clip back in the weapon before tackling one. I do have to admit, though, the calls are very nice for it. I'm quite surprised we haven't heard anything. Maybe this is going to be a case... I should try going to the south. Because it really has seemed like... it's a lot more common to find the animals... well, maybe not common, but it's much easier to spot them in the south because there's not a lot of vegetation foliage there. But there's also a fair number of spawn points that seem to more reliably happen down the southern area where it's all scorched and blasted away. Yeah, we're going to try that. We're going to get to the water, go across. There's another little road end. Actually, no, just dryosaurus. Okay, wasn't sure if that was actually Stegosaurus or not from a distance. Yeah, so we'll just swim across and then take a look around this blasted area. This probably will be the best place to encounter majority of the animals on the roster, really. I mean, it is... I don't think it's quite as hilly. Nah, there's still some pretty good slopes in that and hills for it. I think the big thing is definitely just that you're going to have so much more clear line of sight across the areas. There's not as many tree trunks, there's not as many plants and tall grasses that'll obstruct the view. You'll basically just be able to see everything that might be on here. Speaking of, I believe that was a proper reply. So let's see if we can figure out where it is. Oh. Well, didn't exactly have to figure that out, did we? So that is... actually seems... oh, there we go. It was the Megapnosaurus. I was only 0.02. I was going to say... I thought that thing would be heavier, and it definitely is. It's an 8.66 ton. Three. Uh-oh. Okay, so we put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it seems like this guy... it is fitting to be as slow as he is to take a lot of shots to be put down. It does seem like it did take the full 8. I'm fairly sure every one hit. It is kind of hard to miss it. Like, with the little... ooh. Actually, I do wonder if the longer the weapon's out, the worse the sway gets, because when we start... yeah, so that actually is something that... I'm going to keep this out for a while. Because one of the comments came in was actually that I thought there was just like a default sway the weapon always had, but to see... yeah, it does get worse the longer the weapon is out. It's almost like you do have a fatigue limit to having the weapon drawn. I never realized that about carnivores before. God, that's a bit weird to include. I guess it's to try to... is trying to stop you from just always having the weapon out, but... yeah, it's a bit bizarre that it gets worse and worse on you. And it's quickly remedied with just putting it away and drawing back out, but still, that... I guess I never had the weapon out enough to really notice it. I am tempted to want to just end the first hunt here. You know, I am going to do that, just so that way we have a secured trophy, and then we can go out with other stuff. Okay, we're back in the menu, and yeah, now that we got the one Spinophorosaurus, we can take the over-under shotgun, so we have a couple weapons to try dealing with them. I might switch the radar on, just so that way it's easier to find them, and we'll make them the only animal we're after. So that way it should be much simpler to track down where these big things are. So everything looks good, we'll hop into a second hunt, and then after this, we'll head to the trophy room to take a good look at these guys up close, safely, without being in danger. Okay, we're loaded in here now, and oh, actually, there's one remarkably close to us. Okay, it's just a bit to the southwest, so I'm surprised we don't see it yet. Yeah, there it is. Now, oh, only 3.88. This is a little tiny one. Now, I kind of want to get it provoked at us. 2, 3. Okay, there's 4. Now goes the tiny terror. Yeah, you were a little itty bitty one, but I kind of like that. So oftentimes that they have their sauropods are just titanic and huge, and it's hard to get a good look at them. This is like a nice little guy, just be able to walk up and not feel too intimidated by just how big it is, with how tiny it is. It's kind of nice to have little sauropods for a change. That is all. Well, that was a full clip of our hunting rifle ammo, so I want to see how well the over-under shotgun does. Because this one, I'm pretty sure, is just a single shot, and you basically have to reload every shot, so we'll see how it stacks up in comparison to, like, the hunting rifle. I am noticing on the map, though. Okay, again, I think it's just my footsteps in the weird, like, super repetition that the walking has to it or something. Yeah, I'll try to get another one and see about using that weapon. So it looks like we got a couple of them just to the west still. They might be a little close for comfort to each other, but we might be able to bring one in. Ooh, that's another big one. 8.44 tons. Two, 3. Yeah, I think this map might be a little hard for them if you can get yourself into a cluster of trees, because they have a little bit of a hard time working around the trunks everywhere. It's not quite like other games where they might just demolish through some of the trunks and that they're in their way. And this has, I think, 5 shots left, so maybe I'll pop one off and reload. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got that set again. I think if we just go a little bit more west, there is this other one we can try getting too. But it feels like these guys, as long as you've got a good amount of ammunition on you, you don't have to feel too worried about. However, if you can counter one later into a hunt after, say, you've gotten a number of other animals, they... Oh, jeez. Hi, little guy. Almost bumped right into you. They might pose a little bit more of a problem for you. They're certainly not very quick, so it's not like you're going to really be, like, run down by them. Okay, actually, maybe I'll do a reverse, because looking down to the south, there is another one almost directly south, and the wind is coming from that way. I think if I keep trying to chase these others, we'll just keep running them further and further out of the map, and just make this take longer than it needs to. But given how slow they are, I'm going to try just using... Although we did get the tiniest one on this hunt, and I do want to make sure I don't lose that. Yeah, I think I'll try using the... Oh, what are you? You don't look quite that big. Yeah, only 3.76, so they do come pretty big and small. They've got quite a size range to them. I'm going to keep trying to use the over-under on this and just see how many shots it might fully take to bring one down. I think I'll actually be fast enough that I could run away from it without it catching up to us. Actually, I don't even think I need to run. I think I could just keep backpedaling and we'll get away from them. Yeah, so still took a few good shots, but there were also a lot of the pellets that completely missed it. So these guys, they're nice to have as a sauropod at this stage of the game. They're big, they do take a lot of bullets, but they're not super quick, so if you do want to just take some time getting them and maybe getting a few different sizes for the trophy room, it's not too hard of a task. But we'll head back from this hunt and go take a good look at them in our trophy room, speaking of that. And we're back in the trophy room, and they definitely stand apart from the roster when you get a big one. So, in size comparison to the Vectosauruses and the Spinosaurus here? Yeah, this is the Spinosaurus. You can definitely see these guys, the Spinophorosaurus, really stand apart if you get a big one like this is the 8.88? 8.66. So when they're big, they do stand quite a bit above every other thing in the roster. Like even the Alioramus here, which I think has been our largest dinosaur before these, still is pretty dwarfed by him. And then you got over here, the Allura Titans are almost the same size as this little one here. Yes, this one is our 3.76. I think this is our tiny terror right here. You're only, what, 3.88? No, actually, this is our littlest one of them. And again, they do have this very nice theming with the rest of the Carnivores Triplex roster. It's not a complicated or super bright and vibrant coloration. It feels like a natural mutedness to it, a little bit of patterning along the back. Every dinosaur is just really fit together to feel like it is all inclusive together, and I really do enjoy that about this mod. Okay, but I think I'm going to have to get rid of a couple of these guys. So you are 8.66, and you are 8.44. So we'll get rid of you. And you are the 3.88. We'll keep the largest and the smallest. You are 3.76. So you can go on your way. Yeah, I'll hold on to the smallest and the biggest ones of the few we get. And then that way I can keep on filling out the roster and should have quite a few vacant spots too. That way we won't ever miss a trophy animal we can have in here. But so far, it is a nice collection to see, and we do now have the large herbivore slot filled for the food chain. We've just got a couple of... Actually, it might even be just one more dinosaur left to find, but I think it has to be one... I don't know if you have to have it selected for it to appear, but it might be the case because of the slot it's filling at the moment. We'll go into the menu next episode, though, and just go over everything to see, but... Yeah, so far, I've really been enjoying my time with Carnivores Triplex. I can see why I was recommended it when it first came out. If it wasn't for a special edition, this one might have been bumped up to being, like, shown off sooner, but it's a fantastic mod, and I really do have to hand it to Zerer. They've got a lot of good work here. I'm very eager to see more, and just hopefully development goes along smoothly for the entire team working on it. But we are going to end this episode right here with a nice preview of these species here. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave comments right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please think about doing so. We are slowly trying to build our way up to the 1,000 mark. We've just recently crossed the 800 threshold, so we are closing in We just need a little bit more help, and every subscriber definitely helps. So please consider if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. Until I catch you in the next video, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.